The latest on that deadly engine explosion on a Southwest Airlines flight. Concerns are growing that other planes could be at risk. Airlines are now speeding up inspections of their fleets. ABC's David Curley is there in Philadelphia with more. Good morning, David.
Morning, Robin. Action this morning after that stunning engine failure and death. The FAA says it's going to order inspections of higher use 737s. But that's a directive that's been debated and considered since last year after a similar incident also on a Southwest aircraft.
This morning, the FAA taking action, ready to order inspections of at least 220 jet engines after investigators say a broken fan blade caused the left engine to rip apart on that Southwest flight. Debris blowing out this window, sucking passenger Jennifer Reardon partway out at 30,000 feet. She later died of her injuries of blunt force trauma. It was an emergency landing in Philadelphia with parts of the aircraft found in at least 3 locations in Pennsylvania. Investigators examining that evidence this morning, along with the remnants of the shredded engine. A source telling ABC News this engine failure is similar to one in 2016, also on a Southwest aircraft. The fuselage damaged but not pierced.
Are you alarmed at this point that these two might be connected?
Well, I'm certainly alarmed that this happened here a couple of days ago. I'm very alarmed by that, and we want to find out what happened.
This comes as we learn new details about what happened in those terrifying minutes on board.
Southwest 1380 has an engine fire descending.
As soon as that left engine was ripped apart, the jet banks severely to the left, more than 40 degrees. A normal steep bank is 25 degrees. For 22 minutes, the engine is violently shaking, vibrating out of balance. Worried, the pilots decide to keep up their speed so they have better control while landing, hitting the pavement at 190 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour faster than a normal landing. Passengers praising the pilot and co-pilot for their quick thinking, as well as the ordinary men and women who rushed to help their fellow passengers. Texas ranch worker Ted McGinty was sitting across from Reardon. As her body began to fly out the window, he rushed to hold her down.
The guy helped, and we got her pulled in, and they tried to resuscitate her.
Andrew Needham, a fireman, ran over to help. He administered CPR while McGinty blocked the window with his body.
Now, on these fan blade inspections, American Airlines says it started last year when this order was being talked about. Southwest says it is now in accelerated inspection mode as we speak. As we mentioned, Robin, 220 engines was the estimate last year. There are more than 13,000 of these engines in service. We don't know how many they're actually going to end up inspecting until we see that order in the next couple of weeks.
We will see. David, thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Robin. Let's bring in our contributor, aviation expert Steve Ganyard. And Colonel Ganyard, thank you for joining us. And this is such a scary story. Do the investigators know what's happening to these engines yet?
Michael, I think it's important for us to take a step back and think about where this problem is occurring. So when you're getting ready to get on the airplane and you look at the front of that airplane and you see those big blades in the front of the airplane and you see that sort of bullet nose, those blades are connected to a central spindle. Where that connection occurs is where these cracks are occurring, but they're behind the blade, so you can't look at them. They're so fine, so thin, you can't really see them. So you have to get in with an ultrasound, really the same sort of technology that you look at a baby in utero with. And you have to get back in there and do this inspection because you can't see it with your eye. But those cracks are causing these blades to break off and cause these mishaps.
So, and so you just said how they inspect for that with the with the ultrasound and all these other ways to do it. But how often do they inspect these engines in this way? Because we all see when we're on the flight, the pilots walk around, they look at the engines, they can't exactly expect them to see if they're the problem in this way. But how often do they inspect for this problem?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The pilots walk around and they're looking for big damage, like did we hit a bird on the last flight or do we see chips in the blade? Again, these problems are occurring and they're invisible to the naked eye, so it requires a special inspection in the maintenance facilities.
Now, we know during an emergency, we all see the oxygen masks when they become deployed. In some of the pictures from this flight, we see they have the mask over their mouth, but not over their nose. Why is that dangerous?
Michael, I think we're all guilty. We all fly a lot. We get on the airplane and the flight attendants go through their safety brief, pull out the card and look at this, and we all sort of tune that out. This is a good time to go back and say, we need to listen to what the flight attendants say. And they say, put that mask over your nose and mouth, because if you put it just over your mouth and you're breathing through your nose, you're not getting the oxygen. You've got to have it over both so that you're getting the oxygen that's going to allow you to stay conscious as that crew descends the airplane down to lower altitudes where there's more oxygen to breathe without supplementary.
All right, thank you, Colonel Gannett. Sometimes it's just the small details that help out over your mouth and your nose. Make sure we remember that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.